These are 3 hard-earned jewels that'll save you blood, sweat, and tears. We have to learn them the long way. You don't have to.
1, 2.
It's 3 the hard way.
There's a process to it, right? So I think if you're only looking at it as like that short-term gain to motivate you, you're missing like the big picture. There's a lot of learning that has to be done for you to get yourself to the point where you're creating things that you admire yourself. And all of those people that you're seeing online that you're like, oh man, I like their reel. I like how they shot that video. I like how they edited that. I'm gonna bet you haven't seen all of the work that it took for them to get to where they are. It might not have been personal projects, but they're putting in a lot of effort and a lot of time to get themselves to a point where they understand their craft well enough that other people are going to look at it and say, wow, I admire that, you know? So it's a matter of how do you get yourself there? Well, if you're looking at only getting compensated for those reps that you need to put in, then you know, you might get there, but it's gonna take you a lot longer than if you were like, every day I'm going to do something. Every day I'm gonna learn how to do something better. Eventually that starts to build and compound, and it turns into like an insane skill set of tools in your toolbox that you can pull out at any moment to try to get the job done. And so you'll get to a point of refinement a lot faster if you're putting in all of those extra hours as opposed to somebody that's not. It's the process. I remember the first time at a big agency I was presenting internally, and I was kind of learning on the fly because I'd never done this before. And we walked into the conference room with account services, strategy, and a few other creatives as well, and leadership. And I remember the first time I presented the idea, everybody was looking like, yeah. I said, oh, that's unbelievable. But for me, the next time I was presenting it, I was like, I gotta do this right, but they've already heard it, so it's not gonna sound right. And I'm not thinking about like, this is a show and they're looking for me to put the show on the same way I put it on for them in front of everybody else. I'm looking at it like, I wanna try to be as authentic as possible, but so this just doesn't feel right. And in fear of getting we already heard this from them, right? I was like, yeah, so this does this, da, 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 da. And that's what it is. And everybody's just kind of looking like, that's not it. So, but that was and for that, like, that idea didn't go. It didn't go because I thought if I said it the same way again, I would have looked like I was being fake. But it was out of inexperience that they were looking for me to present the idea and draw in everybody with the same emotional like ties that I had the first time I shared it with them. And I wasn't aware of that at the time. Giving hard feedback to me, like there's an art to it, but I tend to ask them. First of all, are they asking me for feedback? I want to know that first, right? Like, do you really want that feedback from me? If the answer is yes, then okay, cool. We're going to have this discussion. I'm going to ask a lot of questions. I'm going to understand where you're coming from. What are you trying to accomplish? And then I'll mold my feedback to help get that person there. I don't think you can solve everybody's problems without letting them experience it. You know, like we all have to bump our heads. We all have to actually feel negative feelings sometimes. Otherwise, we won't understand or value the positive ones. Sometimes it's worth it, and sometimes it's necessary to let them figure it out. Man, I think every parent struggles with that one. All you can do, I think, as somebody that cares about another person that might go through a tough situation is be there for them. And if they're willing to listen, cool. You can share that information with them. But the phrase, you can't make the horse drink, you know, you can only take them to the water. It's that kind of situation.